back to the Bears Brawl podcast, the podcast for the Bears fans by the Bears fans. I am the heartthrob GW Gross. Follow me on Twitter, GWESTEELIO. He is Mike Brez. Follow him on Twitter at Mike Brez 5. And soon to be joining us will be our third co-host, Raul Bennington. Follow him at Black_42.
I like to think of him as a permanent guest.
He's just here.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the uncle who doesn't want to leave after Thanksgiving dinner.
Or ever be on time for it.
It's like you have to wait to serve Thanksgiving dinner for Uncle Raul, and then when the third football game is over, he's still hanging around talking about past Thanksgivings.
Right. He's the least important person, but you have to schedule the whole day around him because he always messes it up.
That's Uncle Raul right there for you, man. Uncle Raul.
That's Austin's uncle.
Yeah, and I'm Austin's daddy, apparently.
Ugh. That's just cringe.
Hey, man. Pause it.
Anyway.
What was that?
And to our listeners out there, listen on our podcast, most people, I know I have the stats. Most people listen on iTunes. You're listening on iTunes right now. Just take a minute. Just hold up 1 second. Go back to your podcast app. Hit the 5-star. Hit that 5-star. And, right below it's going to say, do you want to write a review? Do it. Just say something a little cool. I don't care if you're driving. That don't bother me at all. I don't care. You drive, you tweet, you write, you put some 5 stars, review it. I'm okay with that. Hit the subscribe button. Anyway, appreciate that. And if you do it on the Google, if you do it on the iHeart, hop on that app real quick. A little 5-star. Help us out. BearsBrawl.com. Brawl Network. And the 16 other teams we represent. So be 32 quick.
We on it.
22 podcasts. That's not hard to balance. Let me tell you that. Life work ratio. Crazy.
Oh, look at this guy, Raul Bennington. For those of you on YouTube, you can see Raul Bennington just poked his head in. So
was that his head? I thought that was the bottom of his belly.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Ugh. Pause.
That was his head, all right.
This is, by the way, if you guys are watching at YouTube, you'll understand that this is the Raul's putting his shirt on maneuver right here. Yeah. We get to watch this weekly for years. Seen it weekly for years. And a lot of shirtless Raul in years too.
Yeah, this has legit become a segment every week now.
I say 35 to 40% of the podcast have been Raul with no shirt on in the bed, and you can't speculate what else he ain't got on him because it's just covers. And
it's disgusting is what it is.
Man,
so trust me, he's gonna get comfortable with y'all too. Trust me.
Yes, sir.
Our first podcast, Raul logged in with a suit on. All right, podcast 3, he's laying in the bed. So don't take it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I remember when Raul first came on the podcast. He was so proper. I was like, this guy sucks.
His hair looks like he got a beard on.
What's poppin'?
What's going on, Raul?
You get your weave rag on? What is that?
It's a do-rag.
Do-rag,
Michael.
What is that?
Oh, man.
Weave rag.
What's going on, man? What's going on, fellas?
What are you, in a good mood this week, Raul?
Nobody should be in a good mood. Nobody should be in a good mood.
I'm trying to be, but I'm not.
You're never in a good mood, G. Ever.
Yeah. And of course, this week didn't help matters much.
No. But you should have seen how he was bitching up a storm because you were late, Raul. And it's funny because he said we needed to start 15 minutes late. And bitches about you being 15 minutes late.
Exactly.
And my favorite part is we're all working around his wife's time frame for all of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really neat.
Yeah. That's the queen.
Young Mason's mother.
That's right. What are you going to do, man? Yeah. Hey, I'm not arguing with either one of them. So there goes that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that Raul is on, let's go.
I mentioned that, G, back it was a lot of episodes ago, and we were talking about computers and microphones and all that stuff. And Raul showed us his laptop. He's never used it. He's never turned it on, ever. I'm not talking about this podcast. It doesn't turn on. But he brought it to show us. He physically showed it. It's like Adele that you get free from work 15 years ago. Hilarious moment. You know that thing didn't turn on. You know that charger cord's been lost for the last 6-7 years.
When it does turn on, it takes about 15 minutes. Like you got to leave it alone, go take a shower, come back, and open up something. That's what you got to do.
Yo, yeah. I don't like how y'all disrespecting my computer. All right.
What do you have on it? Do you have Napster or Kazaa on your computer?
Actually, Napster was the stuff, bro. These youngins ain't never gonna know about that young Napster.
Napster or Kazaa?
You go to sleep, you wake up, and you got all types of viruses.
Oh my god, yeah, 17 pop-up windows. Like,
17 of them.
Dude,
I did not sleep with Monica Lewinsky. You be pissed. You really thought that you just downloaded the greatest porn of all time, and then that's all you hear is I did not. What is going on?
You know what's funny?
Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah, you know what was funny when you download music? It would be like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a song, but it'd be like whatever song remix, and it would say featuring Jay-Z, DMX, Tribe Called Quest, Alicia Keys. You'd be like, yo, I gotta get this.
This gonna be hot.
It was like some guy from Mississippi freestyling to the beat.
Yep.
You always got some garbage.
But you know that's how Soulja Boy got hot, right?
He was tagging shit incorrectly.
Yes. He was doing that on purpose, and that's how he got hot.
That's crazy. And people still do that, like on YouTube and whatnot. Like if a new Drake song comes out, they just put their own record on YouTube. And you're like, I don't want to hear this shit. You know, whatever the case is.
If I meet those people, I want to slap them. I'm gonna like literally punch a hole through their face.
It's a hustle, bro.
I guess.
It's a hustle. It's hard out there. It's hard out there for a pimp. For a pimp.
I guess. What's cracking though?
None. You guys, you seen where? I know you had to catch it last week. A lot of people did, but whenever you got the Jimmy leg going?
No, I'm banging stuff for my
Okay, because you can hear that through the podcast.
What is this called? What is this called?
Why are you so jumpy?
What is this called? Bottle opener.
Bottle opener. Yeah. What is
up? Are you doing drugs again?
Oh my lord! There's like beating on the desk right next to the microphone. Like that doesn't.
Pause. I was not beating on the desk.
Yeah.
Not beating on the desk, bro.
Anyway, so peep it. It was Mike Garofalo, right? Former guest of the NFL Brawl, a few weeks back. Me and him chatted up. But anyway, this last week he unfolded it on Good Morning Football, where talking about Eric Berry, purposely took this 2020 off, talking about coming back in 2021, 31 years old. And then Allen Robinson quote tweeted that and said, Eric Berry and Bojack, that would be crazy. LOL, right? Which then initiated to put, damn, just throw me away, 14, throw me away. And then which triggered Eric Weddle to go, damn, that is bad. And then said, he's my boy too, where Eric Weddle said, even worse. And then so there was a whole little interchange, and then Allen Robinson's response to a fan was, a free one though, one of the best. Talking about he's a free agent though. So what's up?
This is factual. This is actual factual.
I mean, look his response, Allen Robinson's response to that quote tweet, even knowing that was going to be in this thread, was he's a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
So,
this is factuals. This is actual factuals.
I mean, look, I understand when you think of Eric Berry, he was one of the best in the game. You think, and then putting him with Bojack, that's just a sexy thought as just like a football fan, which I know Allen Robinson is as well as a player. But instantly he could have came back and said something different, but he did not. There's a tea leaf or two in that one. I swear to God, that's a tea leaf in there. And when you look at this and you look at the roster and you look at and you look at all that, I can see where we talked about A, B, and C, D plans for Ryan Pace and how he get those to players, and safety is going to be a point. I think if you look back on the season, the whole dual free safety flip-flop thing didn't work out so great. And that maybe they're going to be looking at a change, but maybe haha is part of that, like plan C, plan B type thing, depending on the dollars. But how much can we actually pay a strong safety, right?
No.
So is haha going to sign again for low dollars like that?
No.
You know,
Negative.
So, yeah, we're in a spot. But anyway, that's a storyline to watch. Maybe not exactly what we're talking about. Maybe not Eric Berry, but could. You know, Eric Berry could play strong safety.
Can he still play strong safety though? That's the question.
True. I mean, well, it's not like he had cancer or anything. Wait.
What? Wow.
I mean, that's a serious comeback.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Barry still got it in him. But if he does, I would welcome him. But I'm not putting the fate on my team on Eric Berry.
Right. And you know what? Okay, I get it. Like you had the cancer, you had some injury, all that. You're 31. But my big deal is you took off this last season. Now I understand there's other people that are going to promote that like that's hype, like that's him getting him. Nope, I don't. I'm like,
nah.
You were like bet on the season.
Nah.
You pulled a G. He was like on 19, 20.
Nah, bro. Nah. Sometimes people need to take that time off. You feel me? Like you got to come back mentally and physically from an injury. As soon as Eric Berry came back from that cancer situation, he went right back in. He probably hasn't even given himself time mentally to really recoup over something that drastic. You feel me? And surviving cancer, of course, we all know, is not easy mentally and physically. So him taking that year off just to give his brain a.
Thanks.
Thank you. Because I was about to say
it's well worth it.
Nah.
I'm not editing that. So
look, here, I'm gonna tell you something. You can't digress to regress. Okay? You can't stop it all. Stop your season. Stop your training. Don't go to the the locker room. Don't go to the you're just like, I'm gonna chill at the crib and I'll be ready to go. Wrong.
But who said that he stopped any of that?
Yeah, who said he was just chilling at the crib?
Like drinking a beer and a Fireball.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. Except for the beer, y'all be allergic. A lot of people are allergic to beer after drinking.
No, only weirdos.
Cider's pretty good.
Only weirdos.
Cider is disgusting, by the way.
Oh, false. You haven't had good ones. You ever had Crispin? Crispin's unbelievable.
Cider is disgusting.
Crispin's unbelievable. Try the extra brute.
Brute. You sound like you're talking about a guy when you say Crispin.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Crispin's unbelievable.
Extra brute Crispin.
Yo.
This guy's a weirdo, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Certified.
So another dude talking about safety moved to linebacker. Another dude-ish just tweeted out today that he's ready to go. Get right back ready to training. It's late January. And that is Danny Trevathan just got cleared off medicals. So he'll have February, March, April, May, and then OTAs. So for 4 months, 30-ish, can he be back in playing shape there, Raul?
Hell yeah.
But is that the move?
I would take that over paying Kwiatkowski $5 million.
Well, you're talking about paying Trevathan $5 million or paying him $5 million. That's what you're saying. I get it, but I don't think.
I think that Trevathan is a short-term answer. And I actually got a draft crush. I think that will slide in that position greatly after he leaves. So honestly, I would get Roberta quick.
Is it some guy from the blue team or what's his special person? Okay.
Some guy from the blue team. Uchi.
I love our draft talk.
Yeah, Uchi. I think, and I'm not gonna get too far into it. I think he'll be the perfect fit for what we are trying to do.
Uchi. So let me guess, he has a complete African name that nobody can understand.
Yeah, Uchi.
Okay, gotcha. Because it seems like there's an Uchi in every single draft now, and I got
Josh Uchi.
I gotcha. Now I know who you're
Uchi
talking.
Wally.
Look at your boy. Look at your boy.
You guys are so ignorant.
Uchi Wally. Uchi Bang.
You guys have issues. I just don't think we should pay a premium for.
That's G's ninth Stella, by the way. Ninth.
I know. He probably slipped himself a damn Mickey or Molly or whatever. Like a weirdo.
Oh, Molly, what am I, a 19-year-old college kid?
Pretty much. You dress like one right now.
No, I know he's trying to show his spirit, but this is like a Wednesday outfit for him.
This is terrible, bro.
Like he walks down the streets like this, high-fiving people.
Mm-hmm.
High-fiving people.
High-fiving people, literally. You're in Westchester. You go down.
I don't think I'm high-five anybody's house in Little League.
Look, I don't even know who's got a yellow shirt like this, but you go down to Yonkers high-fiving people like this on a normal.
I look good in yellow.
Who looks good in yellow?
What?
Good-looking people look good in yellow.
No, nobody looks good in yellow.
I look amazing in yellow.
Say no.
Hey, ladies, just hit up the Bears Brawl Twitter and shut these fools up.
Oh my God, I'm sure.
Does your wife know about this?
What'd you say, Raul?
Does your wife know about this?
Yeah.
About the yellow?
Of course she does.
I'll take some of the yellow. All right.
No, but I don't think that LB is something that we should go really hefty on, especially if you're talking about paying.
I like Kevin Pierre-Louis.
I do too.
Kevin Pierre-Louis.
I do too. If you bring back Kevin Pierre-Louis and you get somebody like a Murray or an Uchi, I mean, I think you got something there. I think that Quit is too athletically limited for you to shell a lot of money to.
Yeah, and the other thing I'm looking at, I mean, look at the Danny T. He's had 16 games only twice in his 8-year career. Just coming off another injury, not getting any younger. How much money are you going to keep throwing at him? You know, but at the same time, I don't trust Kwiatkowski for a big deal. So I don't really know what to do in that situation. I think I would just go young. I would go young and really friendly to the budget. I don't think I try to pay the veteran or pay Kwiatkowski. Because you're paying Kwiatkowski, you're just asking for trouble. Because as Raul said, he's limited. You know, he's not going to play on this fiery spirit, I got to prove what I got to do right now, like every game like we saw. You know, it's not going to be that way. People have film on him and his limited mobility as it is. So I say the best thing to go is young in this position and not spend the money.
I would scheme the hell out of Kwiatkowski, and I would get him isolated on my move tight end or my explosive running back, and I would drag him all up and down that field.
Damn. Sounds intense.
I'm serious. Year 2 of him starting, year 1 of him starting, you got tape on him, it'd be a cakewalk. So I mean, I don't think he's worth more than, like I said last time, $4 million a year. No. If you're gonna sign Danny T, I would sign 2 years, maybe $4 million. Last year, just funny money. You good?
All right, let me just tell you some of this. All right, and I know how everybody feels on there, but I just bought PFF Elite for.
God, here we go with this nut shit.
All right, so the number 1 free agent they have in the linebacker position, inside linebacker position, is Corey Littleton, right? Now, I don't see us doing a Corey Littleton, but that'd be legit, right? And there's Joe Schobert. But let me ask you an opinion, Raul. What if we could get Joe Schobert on the cheap? Would you be interested in that?
What's the cheap?
I don't know, whatever. 4 or 5 million.
Joe Schobert is literally the damn whatchamacallit definition of a two-down linebacker.
I'll get you. Who's another 2-down linebacker that you wouldn't want to pay that money to off the top of your head?
Kwiatkowski.
Oh, okay. Is there anything those two guys have in common, or?
You like them both.
Oh my God, I like them both. They're both great statistically, and they
Yeah, of
really
course.
played extremely well in
Get out of
2019.
here, bro.
And
Get
they're
out of
like
here,
they're
bro.
only guys
Get out of here,
that
bro. You,
that are on
you,
the like the north
bro,
side of
bro.
the Mason-Dixon line.
Bro, we all know you like a little salt with your pepper. That's all you trying to push right now. All right? We all know where you getting at. Get out of here, you trash for that.
Well,
Joe
okay,
Schobert is a running back out the backfield's best friend. He gets dragged on those routes at a high level. Joe Schobert is not somebody you want in your linebacker core. As a hammer, cool, but all around, now you good.
all right. So what about Tyler? Did you get in the bed? You
Yes,
couldn't just sit up for one podcast.
man, I'm tired, bro.
What about Tyler from the Steelers? What is it? Matakevich?
Matakevich.
You know, I liked him a lot coming out of Temple.
Yep. But he's
like
a
him a
special
lot.
teamer, but he needed some years in the system. So
Yeah.
I mean that's a thing. I know that this is a lost name, but who knows? I think he could step up a little bit and it might be able to come something is Reggie Ragland. I know we talked about him being actually a 2-down linebacker.
No thanks.
Uh,
Another one of those guys. Like you just named a bunch of linebackers that can't cover tight ends or can't cover backs off the backfield. If
I
that's
guess.
it, go ahead.
Okay, you know that we have to put a team together, so not everybody can get $15 million.
Yeah, because four people means that's the whole NFL free agency.
Yeah.
I got you, Mike.
Stephon Anthony, you like the 2 downs, so there's another one for you.
What about dude from the Titans, Korea? He's probably going to get a bigger contract, all right?
He's about to get paid.
The guys from the Packers Brawl or Titletown Brawl, whatever you want to call it, they put out a report. Blake Martinez, and this was instigated by Ian Rappaport, that Blake Martinez is going to get something in the $15-16 million range. Blake.
For what? A lifetime contract?
Martinez.
That's crazy.
A lifetime contract, right?
No.
Like he's gonna be sweeping the damn bleachers for that money, right?
Right. It's like a year. Yeah, okay. I mean, he played 1,136 snaps.
I don't know what that means.
No, did you see how Blake Martinez got exposed?
I don't like the dude. I think he's the same player he was in college, limited. But
yes,
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying, yo? All right, so Joe Schobert better than he is, and
I'm good.
And we also got your boy Mike Monte Teo, gonna be a free agent.
Well, that'd be good. I'll take him a second. Make a good player. Now, I just want to tell you this. So, out of like right below Blake Martinez on the free agent like priority rankings for PFF, the next guy, Nick Kwiatkowski. He goes like the $15 million guy, then Nick Kwiatkowski. So I just want to tell you, he had a 72.6 rating on 512 snaps in 2019. That's a humdinger. In 2017, he played almost 400 snaps and 80.5. This is you at a point. That's enough snaps. That ain't an accident,
bro. You know as well as I know and I get what you're advocating for. But you know as well as I know, those type of linebackers, A, are easy to scheme for. B, there is no them ascending because they're limited athletically. So
you said that, but then you watch Kwiatkowski play like he a different guy this year.
Why though?
Oh, dude, it was picking off balls. He's batting down passes.
Why?
He wasn't getting picked apart, dude.
Mike,
Do you think they'd never seen the guy before? He's the same guy, but he was covering. The guy got faster, stronger, and smarter.
Just stop. Just stop, Mike.
Balling. One of the best in the game.
We played a lot of big nickel and we played a lot of more zone with him there to cover up for his deficiencies. We did not play a lot of man.
Future Hall of Famer?
What? Okay, sure thing, buddy. Before Trevathan and Roquan went out, we were playing a lot more man. right? So you're limited with that guy, and you're going to be playing a lot more zone.
Yeah, 68.7 per PFF as far as coverage goes. That's
not PFF, man.
Oh man.
pretty good
You
grade.
spoken. You have
Oh
spoken.
man.
Just
PFF
letting you know.
The focus.
spoken.
The focus.
You
Let me
know,
tell you,
PFF.
I actually would take Kevin Pierre-Louis over. If we had to sign one of these guys, it's Kevin Pierre-Louis I'm taking.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about money and somebody that actually has the ability to ascend, I'll take Kevin Pierre-Louis and
100%.
draft the guy.
Yep.
You know, like he has the athletic chops. He just needs that, refinement, and he needs those snaps. I'll take that over paying Kwiatkowski $5 million any day. Not even close.
I'm all about Kevin Pierre-Louis. I invented Kevin Pierre-Louis. Keep that in mind. Only 28.
Wow.
I did.
Wow.
I did invent him. Thank you.
I don't even know what that means, man.
Wow.
Okay. Well, you go back and you catch my tweets before we even had the mug.
Mike,
I was on.
who was talking about him?
Me. I was.
You were, Mike? It was just you, right?
Did you jump into my thread as I was talking about him? Probably.
Just,
you know when I got the goods. So that's the real. I mean, people can go onto Twitter and see all this. So I don't even know.
Yo, Raul is next level lazy. Like, he doesn't want to hold the phone. Doesn't he want to hold the phone? It's not enough to lay down in bed. He needs to lay the phone down and just look at it like a total homeless person right now. Like,
He looks like how
somebody.
Owen Wilson did whenever in Wedding Crashers when he's reading "Don't Kill Yourself" books. This is the same scene right now.
So, how old are you? Yeah, you put the sheets up like this when you go to sleep. You're like this, get all snuggled in there.
Definitely facts.
Yo, you're the worst. You're weird.
Not so good. Not so good.
All right, fine. I'll shut up.
You're a weirdo, man.
But anyway, so I'll just say this: Kevin Pierre-Louis bought a 10th beer. Different kind. Okay.
Here's Dogfish.
Ugh.
IPA.
Isn't that from Philly?
I don't know.
No, it's from America.
Do some America. No, it's from Delaware.
All right, so Kevin Pierre-Louis, he had an elite grade. I'm just going to say that on 213 snaps. Elite, 90 plus on that one. So just let you know. Anyway, but the other name that comes into all this mix, and I think, Raul, you might be on this one. It's a guy that we could put next to Roquan if Danny's not the fit. And I don't think this guy's going to get super paid. And he would kind of fit your idea of a pass guy and a run stop guy. He's not going to be your blitzer, but and that's Josh Bynes. So is he looking good because the defense he was playing on, or is he pretty good now and he would come over and kind of fit in our defense the same way he would in Baltimore? That's a good question, but that's a name to watch.
I wouldn't mind. Those Baltimore linebackers are just they do everything good. You feel me? They do everything good. Bynes is not a bad player. He's not. Do you think Bynes will get paid less than Quick though?
I feel like he would because of the age. I mean, he's 30 plus, and
right.
Quate, he's in his young 20s. So that's what we have to look at. And again, I mean, this like super cap that you think we don't got that. So I mean, really, it's a tough deal. I was trying to put together a free agent season, and it's like difficult. Like, I'm just gonna let you know the names on my list right now are Eric Ebron, J.P. Holtz, resign, Kevin Pierre-Louis, maybe Nick Kwiatkowski, depending on dollars.
I'm good.
And Joe Haig. This is what I have so far. And then I think we're not sitting great at that point. And then you got to think like extensions. You got to think like, saving some cap. I mean, it gets salty. I still have Prince on the roster at this rate, though.
Exactly.
But listen, I don't know what you're gonna do about that. Are you gonna just put Tolliver in a spot and say, screw it, let's roll?
No, it's not screw it, but I think that if you're going to do any of that, I think that I'd rather you beef up the line, right? And then at the expense of having somebody like Tolliver and a draft pick go at it, rather than put lots of money into Prince.
I just wish we didn't have. I know he's all right, and that's cool and all, but talking about Buster Skrine, and
Yeah.
we got.
You know the guy we liked from last year, Darkest Denard, is going to be available again this year, right, Mike?
Yeah, all slot guys. Do you know how many slot guys are open? Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted Denard. I mean, I hated that Skrine signing, And then there's Kendall Fuller out there.
Yeah, that's
And
what I'm
then-
saying. That would have been nice because he probably would have signed on the cheap to be with his brother, in my opinion.
Maybe.
And then there's another one, Jimmy Ward, who could play safety and that slot.
If
That would have been easy.
and Logan Ryan. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not going to go, he had a down year, but, there's so many slots. Brian Poole, James Bradbury, Bradley Roby. I mean.
But Bradbury's about to get paid, bro.
Well.
Bradbury's about to get paid. Roby, too.
Yeah. I wonder if Darby can have a bounce back season, if that should be something looked at. Not so good this season, but man, the other two, he was looking real good the other 2 years. Darkeys, I mean, this guy, I know you were hot on him, G, and he ended up only signing for like 4.5 or something cheap, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and he played spectacular for the Bengals and had a great year, like 2 years prior, a little bit of a down click, and then right back to being good again. It's a no-brainer. I don't understand the no-brainer part of this stuff. I don't get it.
So, Mike, let me ask you a question. With the cuts, how much money do you have us having?
It depends on if you're going to be cutting Prince or not, and that's why we're talking about replacing him. You got to tell me how we're going to replace that guy.
So if I'm replacing Prince, right, I am literally having a camp off with somebody like Tolliver, which we gave Tolliver the snaps last year, right? Tolliver, and then a draft pick, and what's my boy name from K-State?
Little dude.
Yeah, what's my man's name?
Chump change.
Yeah, so I'm having them just battle it out. But with that said, I think that the way I supplement that is by going heavy on the line.
All right, so okay, I'm all for the line. I'm a win in the trenches guy, but even if let's say we're gonna cut Shaheen early, which we won't.
Why not?
Because we're the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
And
well, logically, let's think logically.
You might as well bring him into camp. That's kind of what they're going to look at. All right, so here's what I got. I cut Prince. I cut Long. I cut Gabriel. I cut Shaheen. Really nobody else left to cut. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Gives us, we got $28 million. That's including our rollover.
With all those cuts?
Yeah.
Where are you getting your numbers from?
They're the same exact numbers from StatTrack or
you mean Sports Track?
StatTrack and OTC. They're the same numbers. They're different when you look at them, but they don't have. One has Long in there and one doesn't. So OTC has Long in there still, and StatTrack does not. So
and does this include Fuller? I mean, Bojack's number?
Let's take a look if I can hear over. Geez, child being born. Yes, his number is for 2020 is 3.7.
Okay. I got to go back and look because I could have sworn it was a little bit more, but.
I know. Well, and I remember we had a podcast about it, and it was terrible. And I was saying no.
No. But go for it.
All right. So now we got $28 million. Now we got to hold. I don't know. We got to hold 3.5 of that for the draft. Let's call it 4. And so we're at 24 million. And let's hold 3 for the season. So we're at 21. You got $21 million. So whenever I said let me get some names, $21 million, I said, let's grab some JP Holtz. That'll cost $500,000 maybe towards the cap at least. Eric Ebron, What could he come in? 6.5 maybe. So you got $6 million to the cap. Now you're at 6.5 of that gone. Kevin Pierre-Louis, $3 million. So now you got $9 million towards the cap. Joe Haig, let's call him $4 million. I don't think you can get him for that, but let's say $4 million. And then we were at 13. So now you got $8 more million you can spend. You can sign one dude, right?
Jesus Christ, man! Like, who are we paying that we have no money? I'm looking at the roster. Like, who are we paying?
I mean,
the offensive line that freaking Raul wants to go ahead and bring in a $12 million guard.
So the old line, you could clear that up next year, but you could convert some of max money if you so felt like it, even though we did that last year as well.
You know, and it's hard, with these injuries, at some point you can't keep doing that. You know?
Yeah, but you're gonna have to. I mean, at this point, you're gonna have to. So hold on.
I'm gonna restructure all of his money, all of it. Okay,
not all of it.
I'm gonna restructure all of it. I don't care what you say. I'm gonna extend them all. I'm gonna give him the minimum and give him all of his money in a signing bonus. He gives you $13 more million to play with. So in this scenario, when we went and signed the bare bones back, like on my free agent list. Now we would have now in this case scenario $20 million left to play with, and you restructured all of his money. So that would probably be the equivalent of playing with other people's monies.
So sports track, right? Did you look at sports track?
Mm-hmm.
Right, and what did they say they have the Bears at?
Let me go ahead and re-pull that up for you.
This is live.
Yeah, well,
nobody gives a damn. These people like this shit.
All right, so they got this. They got us at right now. We have available $15 million is our current availability. Let's check in on the long. He's not on, so we could cut Gabriel, say 4. That would give us 19.
4.5. But go ahead.
All right, so 19. Then you could restructure Mac again if you truly wanted to. You could cut Prince, so that would give us 27. Then you can cut Shaheen and save $1 million. So 28.
But that does not include.
It's the same numbers. Do you know it's the same numbers? I just said these same numbers just a second ago as far as OTC. We had 28, and then I said if you restructure Mac all the way, you could save another 13. You'd have $41 million. It's the same number either which way. Don't matter what website you look at. It's just the Bears contract. So
is a trade out of the question with the guys that we have? Like they'll saying of trading away the strength to help out a weakness. Like, I mean, I'm looking. the only people I can look to see to trade is like from the defensive line.
Well, yeah, people we need. I mean, and then the other is a lot of these contracts, excluding people you're not going to get anything for, like Massey or something like that. If you trade them, you eat all the signing bonus now, and so it doesn't help the cap whatsoever. So you better got a good trade pick for it to make it even worth it. Unless you're punting this year. So there's not a lot of money. Not a lot of money. I mean, you're talking about names like we're talking about. The, Kwiatkowski's of the world. If Eric Ebron is talking about trying to be with the Bears so bad, maybe he's still trying to get paid. Well, I don't care. If he's going to try to come on a 1-year cheap to be over here and play with us and his boy Trubisky, you got to take advantage of that. You're going to have the Joe Haigs. You're not going to have these big names. We barely got enough to field the team, dude. And
hey, how much is Prince's Prince being cut? How much is he? How much is it?
He gets $9 million. It's back.
Okay, so we have 15. So we have 15 plus 9, right?
Yeah.
Then we have your boy at 4.5. A possible cut, which I don't think is going to happen, is Cordero Patterson.
Not happening.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. And then you save basically 2 to 3 million by cutting Shaheen and Bernacker.
Okay. It's Braunecker.
Bernacker.
Yeah. And so you save $1 million there, and then you save
1.2.
Okay, you don't, because it's only you still have a $500,000 guy at the end of the roster on Rule 51. So if you cut him, he's got 1.650 going, 150 of that sign-in bonus. So you cut him, that's 1.5, but a $500,000 guy is coming up on the roster. You only save $1 million to the cap by cutting Braunecker. So then you got to think, is it worth cutting Braunecker, who's actually played in the system for a couple of years, over $1 million? Can you get a guy for $1 million to be what his worth is?
If you're going to revamp your whole tight end roster, and you have that as an idea of, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring in a bunch of young guys, rookies and maybe free agents, undrafted, then yeah.
Well, I look at it like they'll bring in one guy, free agent.
Yeah.
Then if they draft somebody, if they do it, if they fall, then they'll look at the 4th spot and be like, okay, Braunecker, Shaheen, you guys are going to play it out. So it's going to be Burton. Let's say they signed Ebron, and then they drafted a guy, and then the 4th spot will be Shaheen or Braunecker.
So what you can also do is, and this is going to be a little bit tougher, but you can defer some of these payments until next year.
On who?
What you mean? If
Just
you sign anybody,
just name a person.
As far as if you sign somebody to a long-term deal, which we don't really, it doesn't look like this year is going to be the year.
That's why I'm saying you got to name somebody, and I'll tell you how the contracts are going to go. I mean, if you're trying to talk about signing like old boy to the $14 million deal, the offensive line, I'm sorry to tell you, that's not the game plan.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So we're going. So I would take the guard tackle from Philly. 5-6 year average. You feel me? Not bad. 5-6 year average, maybe even 7, depending on how we evaluate him. You could defer some of those payments.
Not a lot. Not a lot. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to give him a $2 million a year signing bonus, and then you got to pay a minimum roster. So you got $1 million. You got $3 million is going to be your minimum hit. So you got at least $3 million on there. So if you're going to defer something, and you're talking about $4 or $5 million contract, you still got $3 million minimum that you have to pay him that year. So I mean, I know $3 million isn't like a lot of what for filling holes if the guy does it, but it sounds like a swing guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's a swing guy, but a guy with a lot of upside that can start for you. And then when you are able to shed
it's not the first time Raul said that.
Wow. Wow.
guy.
Wow.
Yeah, you like it.
But this is why you start, getting smarter with the players that you have that can fill multiple spots. The whole idea is next year. Pause. The whole idea is next year you want to get rid of the contracts of Trey Burton. You want to get rid of the contracts of Bobby Massey. If you do that, you open up a lot of cap.
That's cool, but you're punting. I mean, you got to get to the place where you can do that. So if you're in the case that we go back to, and it's still this case, is it worth exposing the right side of our defensive field by cutting Prince Amakamura? I don't care if you're not a big Prince Amakamura guy.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. I think this is the reason why you brought in your boy Tolliver towards the end of the year, even though Prince could have played through. I think you have to see what you have in Tolliver, and I think you can bring somebody in for the cheap as well, along with a draft pick.
Do we still believe in this pass rush? Do we? I'm not trying to be facetious, but do we still believe in this pass rush? with Floyd, Mack, we still believe in getting pressure on the quarterback, right? Then if we truly do, then yeah, you can risk cutting Prince and taking a shot somewhere else.
I agree with this.
I just don't think that you can feasibly pay Prince $9 million this year.
No,
I don't think it's even an option, to tell you the truth. I think that's bad GMing.
Okay.
You can bring somebody in that is a high upside person like Kevin Johnson for maybe $1 million.
Okay. You're talking. Let's try to. You're talking about let's cut Prince, go young, try to leave a shot there. Hopefully we get something, and then which I think is just fool's gold, but it's better a year earlier than a year late. And then the question is to bring somebody in that can fill the extra edge spot, and trying to find somebody that could do that. And I'm just scratching my head trying to think about who we should do that with. Can you go to a Robert Quinn?
I mean, Robert Quinn is going to get $9 million, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, would you just tit for tat? I mean, you got to replace it. It's hard to, that's his backup's position. I mean, he's just a blitzer. So
yeah, I mean, somebody like Ryan Kerrigan, I think that would work.
Ryan Kerrigan, or you could take a winger on Bud Dupree.
Hell, Bud Dupree's getting franchised, bro.
No, I don't
you crazy.
You so.
Crazy. Okay,
you think he's got franchised?
Yes, he's getting tagged.
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
he had one good year, dude.
Doesn't matter. The NFL, that's all you need.
Yeah,
Dante Fowler's getting paid.
That's what usually
exactly. And Bud Dupree has had one good sack year. He's had some pretty good years all around. Now, if we just looking at sack numbers, yes, he has.
No, yeah.
If we're looking at sack numbers, yeah.
Say, like, I think you cut Prince and you go in the draft and you wait for the third, fourth round with someone like Reggie Robinson.
Possible.
Like you could try something like that because.
What about Shaq Lawson?
No.
These guys,
I was high on him coming out. I say no.
Did. All right, I'm just saying the guy, is a third rusher. Right?
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Another dude you could put in the mix. They could play that 3 or out on the edge type of guy, kind of like the old Zadarius role as Judon from Baltimore.
Whew. He gonna get paid.
Yeah.
He gonna get paid.
I think it probably like Zadarius money, maybe. He hasn't put a career together like Zadarius did it, but it was the same kind of deal. I don't like another one. I know it's funny because we only talk about him every other year, but it seems like we should have took a shot. Is Vinny Curry? The guy just gets home. And we used to call him a wide 9 guy, but now they don't really play in the wide 9 like that. And he still gets home and he still does well. He's going to be 32. I mean, it's a guy. He's got the, Vinny Curry and Khalil Mack on either side would really be tricky for offenses and offensive lines. They're smart,
I mean, I personally, and this is one of the reasons why I think that somebody like Uche from Michigan in the draft would be premium for us, paramount for us.
Fine, but we got to pick. Free agency comes first.
I understand.
And there's going to be nobody left after initial free agency. So,
I still have 2. I have 2 more. Mario Addison.
You okay, Raul? You got choked up.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. Mario Addison and Vernon Butler. I think either one of them works for what we're trying to do.
Why you keep saying Kevin Butler?
I never said Kevin Butler.
He's a good player. He's a good player.
Yeah, whatever.
All-time favorite. They won't make him like a bear, retire as a bear. Isn't that believable?
Yeah, because he was trash towards the end of his year.
Oh, give me a break. The guy should be on.
What do you think Vernon Butler goes for?
$6 million.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Mario Addison is like a $7.5 million guy, and he's 33 years old.
Yeah, but he gets home. You talk about somebody that constantly gets home. That's him.
You know who I wish wasn't playing up to Bust University, but I still want him. Bruce Irvin. I still want you.
You said this last year.
I do every year. I've done it every year since he's been.
Yeah, me too. But
he came in on Shea's year.
Yeah, I think that you kind of have to let that boat, sink. I don't think
fits the money. He fits the money, does. And he still gets home. He gets home.
Does he?
Yeah. Guess how many sacks he had this last year?
Wasn't it 8?
Yeah,
I was gonna say 6.
8 on 600 pass rush. Okay, so he would have been our best rusher per snaps.
Yeah, I understand that. I just don't. Isn't he on a 2-year deal though?
No, he's free agent.
He is? Okay. Yeah.
I just remember he signed late last year, right?
Yeah.
He signed late last year. So
and I think he signed like 4.5 or something like that.
Look, if you want to tell me about a boat to sail, and that I'm gonna say every single year is another one. Give me Deion Jordan. Just put him on the roster. What do people
for what? For what?
The guy gets a sack per 100. He gets a sack per 100 sacks or per 100 snaps, no matter what.
Why doesn't he get increased sacks?
Because he's too big. They're afraid to unleash him on the league, man.
Of course. That's it.
I was waiting for him to come up with some bullshit excuse because that dude is a bum.
He's not a bum.
Yes, he is, man. He's been a bum. He's been a bust.
He's a bum.
Nah. You guys are too harsh on him. I give people a second chances.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You give nobody a second chance.
I mean, if you bring in a Bruce Irvin and then you bring in Vernon Butler, that works.
All right, is Marcus Golden getting paid out of our range?
Marcus Golden is about to get at least 12, 13 million.
Yeah, okay. So
let's just put it like this. Like anybody that we know the name of, that's a household name close to the inside linebacker in free agency, we're not going to get.
All right. Well, what about Benson Mayowa?
I don't know who he is, so maybe.
Not bad. He was last with the Raiders. Cowboys guy. Went to the Raiders. Not too bad.
He's a $1 million guy. Had 8 sacks.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
But he's gonna get paid too. But you wouldn't mind paying him. He's a guy that is a high upside guy. That's always been a high upside guy. You feel me? It's just that he's never put it all together until this year. So if you pay him $3 million, it's good.
It's a lot of older linebackers from free agency this year.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them, man.
I just for your fans at home, can we get off the Vic Beasley train, or are you talking about him as a conditional rusher?
We're not gonna be able to afford Vic Beaslly, and you don't want to pay Vic Beasley
he ain't getting
$10 million a year.
I don't think he's gonna get money.
I think he is. You ready?
I think he sucks. He sucks at the run.
Crazy as hell.
All right.
He's gonna go into somebody's 3-4. He's gonna get double-digit sacks again, and folks gonna pay him even more.
Okay, well that ain't this year. You know what I'm saying?
Who did you just say who had 1 sack on every 100 snap? You rather have him instead of Vic Beasley?
Deion Jordan.
But you could get Deion Jordan for $800,000 and cut him.
Deion Jordan have to pay me to get on that team, bro. Stop playing.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah, me too. Actually.
Stop playing. There's another guy. Dang, I forget his name. The Saints 5-tech. I forgot his name. Omoyele.
Frank Omoyele?
Yeah, he's
Frank
a pass
Omoyele. Yeah,
whatever.
He's really good. You can play right guard or tackle.
No. What's his name? Oh, God damn it.
Well, he's from Africa, and he's a black guy from Africa.
Shut up,
Gotta
Mike.
be great. Gotta be great.
See Wally Wally.
Dog, I hate you, Mike.
See Wally Wally.
I mentioned his name again. I've mentioned his name multiple times on this podcast, but that's another guy. Oh yeah, Onyemata. David Onyemata.
Oh man.
Onyemata.
Another guy with a lot of pass rushing chops. The year before had a really good year. And you can generate rush from multiple spots. We need another 5 tech, right?
It's the one thing we got. It's the one thing we
don't
got.
What are you talking about?
If you're already trying to jump off our blue hornet, you know what I'm saying? Our blue hen.
Blue hen.
Who's our blue?
Yeah,
no,
blue team guy.
No. What I'm gonna tell you is this: he's all right. He's all right, but he's not just real yet.
He's ascending. Okay,
bro.
Let me tell you what
you want to add a bunch as much pass rush as possible because your man's.
That's why I got Old Boy on the team. That's why we drafted him, and he's ascending. This is what you get,
okay.
And you got Roy Robertson Harris still locked.
And what happened when Hicks went down?
Then one of your superstars went down, and it's not the same. But when he did go down, then he didn't play in the Vikings game. We annihilated and had like 10 sacks that game. So things can happen. But what happened? Matt got hurt, and then didn't play for shit. And then act like you need Hicks for Mac to be good, which is false. He's just hurt, and now your whole side of the line is down. And it didn't go well, dude. I mean, you're blaming it on these guys that are ascending. Come on, let's get it out.
Bro. Roy Hibbert Holler was getting abused once Hicks went down. He was getting abused, period. What you want to do is you want to stack up your line, you want to stack up your rush. That's it. That's all I'm trying to do. If you get somebody like Vernon Butler or Omanyati, you're literally bringing another force in there, and you're rotating people like Hicks.
No.
Williams got to go. He had the 6 sacks and then left.
Okay. Still, I don't know if we're going to re-sign him or not. I don't care. I think that's a fluky stat. But, the guy's not tremendous against, other things. But, oh, well, Roy Robertson Harris, be all right.
He also tailed off at the end of the year because
he did.
Hicks was left.
At the beginning of the year, he looked great. Yeah.
And once Hicks left and they started bulldozing them cats, it was a wrap. You want to stack the deck.
Let me tell you what. Bilal Nichols might have been the best reserve 5 tech in the league in 2018.
But he wasn't. Okay, what does that mean for 2019? What happened?
He was hurt.
So Mike, we're going back into it with our star D lineman who got hurt last year, and then the young guy that got hurt, which in turn lowered our production.
I don't know. Maybe we should give all of our cap to somebody, and then just sign, undrafted free agents to fill the rest of our spots, and then we'll be okay. How about that?
Yeah. I hate the way like Mike debates. He just folds it. Yeah, he just folds it and brings up something obscure and something that you would never say. That's the way Mike debates.
He's just a dickhead. That's all he is.
Such a waste.
Anyways, so if I'm all about stacking the line. I say you stack the line and you stack your edge rushers for cheap. Omanyala, him and Butler are 2 people I think that you can get for a little cheaper, and you can work in the rotation and get more pass rush.
All right, so Miami.
Miami? What are you talking about?
It's a town in Florida.
It's actually a city.
Well, it's a metropolis. Maybe a megalopolis, actually. It's real close. And they're having a game this Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday. Festivities are striking off tomorrow, which is really today if you're listening, on Wednesday. And Super Bowl week. And it's a game between the Kansas City Chiefs and for the 49ers, San Francisco's team. And they will square off in the old Orange Bowl. And I'm trying to work on it. I don't care whatsoever. I just don't. I'm trying to I have to be really getting going for this and have a reason. My only reason is our football wanderer, Jacob Warner for England, who's finishing off his whole Guinness Book World Records by getting some Super Bowl tickets by the Falcons for free, right, as a gift for doing what he did. And then, then the guy runs the 49ers Brawl, big 49ers guy. And then the 49ers end up in the damn Super Bowl like I called. And he's going. I mean, that's cool. So I got one storyline that I'm watching, and that's it. I hope the 49ers win for Jacob. Be a storybook year. Imagine he will tell his grandchildren's grandchildren that tale. So anyway, besides that, I don't know. I got 49ers by 3.
This is a game I was telling Mike beforehand. I usually get excited for any Super Bowl. I just like the Super Bowl since I was a kid. This is the first Super Bowl I really don't care about. I don't care about Jacob's journey that much for the 49ers either. So
that goes right on with G's.
I don't care about Jacob's journey because I don't understand how the 49ers won any games. I can't stand watching them play. It's boring football. I hate it. I hate Richard Sherman.
What are you talking about? That's exactly how you want the Bears to play.
Nah, not at all. And I hate
God, I would trade that team
Richard
for this team.
Hate Richard Sherman. And I hope Tyreek Hill burns him about 5 or 6 times deep because Richard Sherman can't stay with anybody fast anymore. Ever could. Jimmy Garoppolo stinks. Probably the most overrated person at that position in the league.
He is trash.
He is straight garbage. And just give me the Kool-Aid man, Andy Reid, and give him a Super Bowl. I say Kansas City Chiefs win 38-10.
I couldn't hear you over you banging on your desk right next to your microphone the whole time.
38-10.
All right, 38-10. That's not happening. Raul?
Why is that?
I got a friend, a close friend I've known since college.
Is he in the bed with you?
Woo!
What? Dog, why are you such a sicko?
The best part is Mike going like this, like he can see.
Exactly.
What a psychopath.
He's a huge 49er fan and been a 49er fan since he was a kid. So in honor of him, I hope the 49ers get slaughtered. I want this to hurt.
Nice.
I hope they they stomp a mud hole in them. Chiefs 34, 49ers 20, because Garoppolo's trash.
Garoppolo is straight garbage. That's trash. People want to defend it, flip it any way they want. You could say they didn't need to run the ball. You're paying that man so much money to throw the ball 8 times in the NFC Championship game. Garbage. Garbage, man. He hasn't done anything all year remarkable to be getting that dude is trash.
You know what? Mike is always going to support the underachieving Caucasian white QB. That's it, Mike's whole MO.
Receiver.
Exactly. He was on this Tannehill kick, and then the wheels fell off, like we said it would. And now it's Jimmy G.
It did.
Dog.
Wrong.
When you go through three playoff games and you can't pass for 200 yards,
you don't need to. Dog, you don't need to.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Of course you don't.
Every yard is so good, you don't need a bunch. That's
every mediocre white quarterback that just rides the coattails of his teammates is who Mike roots for. So Mike is going to root for Jimmy Garoppolo. He's going to get a mud hole stomped in him. And I can't.
There's not a possibility. They have no defense over there. There's tons of defense in San Francisco. But while G's away, we should go ahead and talk about Kobe Bryant and get it out of the way since G's wearing the whole outfit. That'd be hilarious. So
you're a dickhead, Mike. Oh, God.
So speaking of California, Kobe Bryant down in a helicopter. Man, that's something else. That's out of the way, man. It's just what are the odds type deal. And so not so good. And a lot of so everybody goes through it and they're like, oh, it's just another guy, or whatever. But maybe, but I mean, from our generation, we had some others, you had Magic and Larry and all those guys and all that, but really you had Michael and then you had Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll never be done ever again. These guys are on a different planet. So for people that really didn't grasp for that or meet our demographic, especially out of Chicago, let's just play like Michael Jordan went down at 41. Dude, I'd have a black patch standing out in the rain at that funeral. You know what I'm saying? So it's a big deal to a lot of people. And it was a trailblazer for not the team, but what he did. And then, you're a ball player, you do ball player things, but, he grew up and he became a good philanthropist. He helped people and he raised a good family, and that was his passion. And so it's a big shame. It is just one of those deals. I know everybody gets introspective and starts thinking about their own. But, I mean, that's it, dude. If you're not living out for your own passions now in life and trying to do it, if you're trying to – everything you're doing in life now is just you're doing what you hate. You're doing what you hate to try to wait for the day that you can start doing what you love. You're wasting time. Go like that. Yeah. You figure Kobe Bryant lived to be 120 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Gone. Right? And anybody could be the next. If you're not living your life for your passions now, you're just missing it. You're just missing it. You might not get another day.
You're right on that. That's a good point, Mike. I think the thing that strikes for Kobe is that he wasn't like one of those great players that after his career was over, he was just going to be like, that's it. Like he was looking to really be great into other things in his post career, whether it be pretty much the mentor to his daughter to make it to college and then make it a WNBA, or whether it's to be a producer. He was a mind. He was a smart kid since young. Everybody always said he was a smart guy, intelligent guy. He had a lot going for him, and he seemed happy in his retirement. And that's the thing that breaks my heart about him, man. Like I remember when he first came in the league. Kobe's like a year older than me. And for me, it was like just it was dope watching someone your age in the NBA and busting ass in the NBA. It was dope. And you kind of think it's one of those guys, one of those celebrities that you're going to grow with each other as you get older. Like when I'm 50 years old, I have my 10-year-old son. What am I doing? And it's a shame because like my son Mason won't know anything about him except for what he sees on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kobe was going to be that guy that a kid right now, 20 years from now, was going to know Kobe Bryant for something totally different. And I think that's what the world's going to miss out on him, man. I mean, he wasn't just one of my favorite basketball players. He's one of my favorite pro athletes, bar none. I've always argued the Kobe, Michael, LeBron thing. I mean, and that's all irrelevant at this point. I'm trying to debate, but everybody had their sides and their reasons. I always loved Kobe because he was one of us, and that's what it was. Like, he was our age group, and he carried a lot of what our mentalities were. It wasn't a soft upbringing. No, he was a real dude, and it came up, and you saw him go through his bad stuff in life and mature out of it, make his mistakes. And the thing is, off the court, on the court, learn from his mistakes. And some people don't do that in life at all. So yeah, this one hit hard. I won't lie, man. Like, I don't really get caught up. Like Mike makes fun of me because I shrug my shoulders and everything. This one hurt. Sunday afternoon, this one hurt. This one hurt. I mean, I'm here wearing I don't have a lot of basketball jerseys. I think it's this and probably my Joe Johnson. Yep, Joe Johnson. And that's it. and once upon a time had a T-Mac and a Kenny Anderson. But that's about it.
Which you didn't wear undershirts with.
No, I did. That's what we did in New York. But that's it. The rest in peace to Kobe and everybody else on the plane as well, and his daughter Gigi. Sad, man.
So, growing up as a Chicago kid, right, it was always Michael. And then you always heard about Kobe. Even before he got to the league, people were saying he was going to be the next Michael, right? So you had it in your mind that Kobe was the villain because every single good story needed a villain. Kobe was my villain, right? And in the aspect of you knew the guy was amazing on the court. You knew he had that fire that couldn't be matched. But just like any good villain, you couldn't wait for him to be destroyed, but not to the point where you didn't see him again, right? And then when Kobe got older and you started seeing the mature Kobe on the court, you're like, damn, this dude is just filthy. You feel me? Like you gotta give this dude his credit. Even though you know he was the villain, you're like, he's the best villain possible. You can never touch him. You feel me? And then to see him be the ambassador of basketball, a guy that spoke 4 to 5 languages, a guy that was literally segued the rest of the world to basketball, a guy that literally is raising future stars like Kyrie and all these other players, Trey Young, all these other players. He's bringing them, you know, into his home, and showing them love, and then, you know, helping them become pros, helping them walk. You feel me? A guy who just at a young age embodied what it was to be a mature man, and by that I mean by helping other men. You feel me? He helped out a lot of people, but he stayed out the limelight. Kobe wasn't an attention whore. You know, you know a lot of people. We know a lot of people that might know a lot of stars. I know stories about different NBA, NFL players that people say are dickheads. You never heard of that about Kobe. You feel me? Anybody that ever came across Kobe, they had nothing but good things to say. You feel me? From a personal level. You feel me? And when the man retired, he became a different person, and he was a bigger figure after he retired than he was playing. You know, you saw that you just saw a guy really ascend into who he was. And it's just like, man, this one hit hard too. You feel me? Like this one hit hard. Like this one was just like, you could never imagine somebody like Kobe passing away. I was on the plane. I turned on I get my phone, you know, right off the plane. And I get a text message. Is Kobe really dead? And I'm like, absolutely not. Are you crazy? It's Kobe.
Exactly.
It's not possible. Are you crazy? So I'm like, it's a Twitter hoax. So I didn't even pay attention to it. And then I'm seeing more texts. I hop on Twitter and it says that it's confirmed. I couldn't even leave my seat.
Man.
You feel me? It's like, really, all I can say is give people their flowers while they're still alive. You feel me? You know, like we get into these, you know, modes where we just go day to day. Give people their flowers, thank people, love on people, respect people, and that's just it. You feel me? Like, thank Kobe for everything he gave, not just on the court but off the court, and the people that he helped. You feel me? That's all I got to say.
But I will say for Mike Brez, like, Kobe did exhibit a lot of bullying for good. You can go ask Dwight Howard, you know, and Shaq, because Kobe.
He got in Shaq, and they worked it out. And you know what? Kobe got Shaq to come up a little bit, you know, because Shaq was even won a championship. He said, "I'm done," because he's lazy like that. And Kobe, you know, got more out of him. He did some bullying for good. I mean, he did.
He did. Yeah, like, when you look back at it, like, and everybody always said that he was always pushing. He would always work the hardest, you know, and.
That's what they call that Mamba mentality, you know? That was a part of it. You know, so
the second, you know, everybody's gonna be second to Jordan for me on the phone, but or on the court. But after, you know, Jordan is a mogul. He built that, but Kobe is who Michael should have been after retirement.
Absolutely.
And so that was a big difference. Jordan was the true dickhead, you know. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, he was.
Everybody would tell you Jordan is a dickhead to the fullest. But I mean, man, the way this dude just endeared other people into his life and helped, you know, so many other people, like, it's touching. You know, and like,
you hear all the stories now. Yeah, you hear the stories from other players. Tracy McGrady was in tears because T-Mac and him were still close, and you know, you hear all these guys, they had nothing but great things to say about him, and it hurts. I forgot who said it years ago. They said Kobe always got the shorter end of the stick because he came after Jordan and before LeBron. He was like that unfair bridge, you know. And what sucks is that if there was anyone to come after Jordan, it was going to be him because he played Jordan's game, you know. He wanted to be that, you know, and he was that bridge between Jordan and LeBron, and because of that, he got kind of slighted because he wasn't either one of them, but he didn't have to be. He was just Kobe.
That's right.
But that's why Kobe to me was so great, because he played with the 90s toughness and grit and the rules of the 90s, right? It was a point where you could step on people's feet while they were shooting threes. He played through that and dominated, and then played through the finesse NBA right now and still dominated. Yep. You feel me? And not too many could have done that. But Kobe had the
line, yeah.
Exactly. Kobe had the demeanor and had the ability. So
well,
it is what it is, man.
I think the best words to sum that up is that Barack Obama said Kobe was a legend on the court and just started getting into what it would have been a just as meaningful second act. And that I believe. It would have been a legend off the court too, and that's what's sad part about it.
And you know what? I can't find a better way to end this podcast than Mike Perez quoting Barack Obama. Can you, Raul?
Yo, honestly,
like it took Kobe Bryant for Mike Perez to do that. Like that's something.
Hold on. If the world ended tomorrow, I wouldn't be shocked. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, man.
After Mike quoted Barack Obama, yeah, man.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, Mike.
Mike is probably gonna wash his mouth out with gasoline.
No. You know what? I think Mike may have grown up a little bit on this pod.
No, false. False.
No.
All right. Well, rest in peace, Mamba. You will be missed, but your memory's gonna live on forever. I'm sure of that. You could check out TV. That's all they're talking about, and it's gonna be like that all year. So, yeah. And by the way, I don't know what the odds are, but I'm betting the Lakers to win the whole championship now.
Yeah, you know, at this point,
like, cause you know LeBron's gonna pump those boys extra hard in the locker room and be like, "We gotta do this. We gotta do this." So, oh yeah, I said that was a good way to end the pod.
Super pause.
All right, let's get out of here.
You just have to.
All right. Well, thank you for joining the Bears Brawl podcast. Follow the Bears Brawl on Twitter at thebearsbrawl.com. Follow Network Brawl for all things happening in the Brawl Network. We got a lot going on. Mike and Austin behind the scenes been recruiting people, trying to set up the new website, the Brawl website. A lot of stuff's going to be happening in all season over here and on the website when it comes to draft and free agency. It's going to be a lot, man. A lot of pods. We welcome every new pod that we have coming in right now and all the new talent. Follow all that. Follow me on Twitter, GStelio, GEESTEELIO. Follow Mike Brez on Twitter at MikeBrez5. And, of course, follow Raul Bennington on Twitter at Black_42.
You know, I normally do that, but this week I'm just going to tell y'all it's all love, man. I love y'all. Y'all be safe.
Classy move, Raul. We'll see y'all next week.
Hello, ladies.
Yo, Mike.
Revolt.
Get the hell out of here.
Revolt.
Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here.
Like all that class you just proved, quoting Barack Obama, revolt.
Mine now. It's mine
now.
Get
out of here.
I'll see y'all next week, man.
All right.
All right, man.